You know, in the 1970s, homosexuality was diagnosed as an illness. And now that they removed it from the manual of diagnostic diseases. But what's interesting is promiscuity is a sickness. If you're promiscuous, you're not well. But they don't have any way of treating these things. And so if you don't have a spiritual path that puts these things where you understand what the shahwat are, what the ghadabiyya is, if you don't understand what the irascible soul is, concupiscible soul is, if you don't know these things, if you don't know how to regulate yourself, if you don't know what temperance is, if you don't know what the results of moral incontinence is. So you can get to the White House and you can't control yourself when a young intern comes in, which means you're not a free person. You're not hur, you're abd. The Arabs say, al-hurru abdun ma tama' wal-abdu hurrun ma qana'. That a slave is free if they're content, and a free man is a slave as long as he's covetous. So that aspect of true liberalism, of being truly a liberal person, a free person, if you're not free to be generous with your wealth, you're sick. It's called bukhl. Bukhl is a disease. In Arabic, the word for constipation and miserliness is the same. Imsak. Mumsik is a bakhil. So the person that's holding his feces in himself and poisoning himself, right? This is toxic. It's the same with the person that can't give his money away. And money is like manure. You spread it around and good things grow. You hoard it and it's a horrible stench comes out of it. But these are sicknesses. And that's why. How do they go on a journey if they don't even know that there's a journey or a destination? If they just think that this is it. Eat, drink, and be merry. Are you happy yet? You know, how many drugs is it going to take to realize drugs aren't going to make you happy? How much money is it going to take to realize money's not going to make you happy? How many sexual encounters is it going to take until you realize that sexual encounters are not going to make you happy? Human beings are stupid. We're a stupid species. Except for the prophets and the awliya, we are literally stupid people. Animals are smarter than us. Animals, if they see something harmful, they run the other way. You'll never get an animal saying, you know, to the other animal, hey, there's a fire over there, let's go check it out. They see fire and they run the other way. And that's why Allah says, inhum kal an'am. They're like animals. In the tafsir, Fakhruddin al-Razi says, because animals flee from harm. Humans actually are attracted by harmful things. And so if you're aqal, if you're not a shahwani, if you're not ruled by your genitals or your stomach, if you're not ruled by your emotions, then you're aqal. And the aqal is the one that knows things are harm. Like my son, one of my boys, he was a little boy and we were in a store and this lady was smoking. She took a puff and she blew it. And I don't know if he'd ever seen smoke, but he was just fascinated by this smoke coming out of her mouth. And she looked at him and she said, don't you ever do this. You know, this is the madness of human beings. It's amazing that we harm ourselves and we harm others. We cause others a lot of pain and suffering and